Welcome back to The Real Deal with Empire, and I am your host as always, Ali Fawaz. And just like our other episodes, this is the podcast where we don't just talk about transactions, we're looking for the transformation. We're digging in deeper, we're getting a better understanding of whatever our topics are. And on The Real Deal today, we're joined by a true entrepreneur. He's a hustler who's built one of the fastest growing exterior service brands in Metro Detroit. Ali Berro is the founder of AquaPros. It's a company that has quickly made a name for itself through high quality pressure washing, through exterior cleaning, through landscaping and property improvement services across the Southeast Michigan area. And what started as, I think, as an idea, fueled by really hard work and consistency, has grown into a respectful local brand known for professionalism, known for customer service, and really known for the results that he brings to the table. But Ali's story is more than just that. It goes beyond just building a business. He actually represents a new generation of entrepreneurs who understands the importance of branding, of his reputation, of how to use social media, and creating an experience for customers, not just providing a service, right? And so we're going to dive in with Ali. That being said, welcome to the episode.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
We're glad to have you. Thanks for carving out time.
Absolutely.
So let's jump into this by giving us maybe a quick overview of AquaPros for those who haven't seen your signs around or haven't seen you on social media. Like, what is AquaPro?
So AquaPro is a multi-service provider. Basically, it all started off with the pressure wash. We offer pressure wash services. For everything exterior, whether it's your roof soft wash, limestone, porcelain, concrete, pavers. The list goes on to plenty of things. We also offer interior, exterior painting services. We offer landscape, hardscape services, and then we also do a little bit of remodeling in the winter when the season slows down. Nice. So we focus more on the construction side as well.
Nice. So it's all these things combined into Correct. One, all interrelated with one
Absolutely.
Another. How did you get into the business?
So growing up, I basically had the drive of actually becoming an entrepreneur, also learning under my dad that, did construction at the time and stuff. So, growing up, it just automatically came to me when I got into the sales. So, and then one day it just kicked on. I decided I wanted to do a pressure wash company, and then I wanted to get back into the construction and the painting and everything like that. So also seeing a lot of homeowners go through, a lot of messed up contractors that are cleaning their houses or painting their houses and stuff, just gave me that drive to actually be that contractor that actually supplied clients and people with the right services and the right quality of work. And that's where it just took off. You know what I mean? It just gave me that vision, and I had the vision for it.
Nice. It sounds like the foundation started with construction.
Yeah.
And that background, I guess, it's something that, a part of your dad's legacy passed down to you.
Correct.
And then it kind of bloomed and flourished into everything you
Absolutely.
got going on now. That's pretty cool. Obviously, we're in spring right now.
Yeah.
Why is spring such a busy time, and why is it so, I guess maybe not even just busy, but why is it so important in your line of work, the springtime in particular, this season, for the type of work that you do?
So yeah, the spring is definitely one of the busiest seasons for us, but it also goes through the summer and the fall. Usually we kick off through March and can continue to November, sometimes push it to December as well, depending on the weather. And AquaPro is known for that, to always show up, to always be there for their clients. But basically, you got to think about Michigan has rough winters sometimes, you know what I mean? So we're putting on a lot of salt. We need to get those houses cleaned, those commercial properties cleaned. And also, the heavy winds and everything, it can actually mess up, the soffits and everything of a home. Yep. or commercial buildings. So, I mean, you always want to be on top of everything as far as cleanliness, as far as painting or any construction services you got to do, and especially the landscape.
Yeah, so spring cleaning truly is a thing.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about curb appeal. And I guess, exterior prep for a home or even a commercial business when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like when you look at a home from the outside, what are some of the most common issues that you see that homeowners possibly overlook?
So they overlook a lot. It's not something that just it comes from them purposely, but it's more of they're not aware of what needs to be done. We've ran into a lot of people that say they do pressure washing and stuff, but until they meet us and see what we're able to do for them, it truly helps them and opens their eyes to how much money they can save by doing the services that we could provide. Whether it's from the concrete to the brick cleaning or soffits and gutter cleaning. For an example, the house my guys are doing currently right now, the clients thought they had gutter guards on their house. It's a multi-million-dollar house. You know what I mean? So, and then when my guys went up on the gutters, they were completely clogged. Over time, that buildup will eventually break the gutters. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so the customers were unaware, and they don't have time to do these maintenance to their properties and stuff like that. So that's why they hire professionals like us, and we'll be able to set them on the right path.
Nice. What are some of the easiest ways that a homeowner can improve the appearance of their home from the exterior?
So I mean, besides initial cleanings and stuff, they just the upkeep. Every time consistently upkeeping. We have clients that will get an initial deep cleaning, and then also throughout the season will call us for a little maintenance. To touch up their homes, make sure it looks really good.
Yeah, because I'm assuming, like, in the real estate industry, obviously, when somebody's prepping their house to sell it, they want to put their best foot forward,
1,000%.
right? And so that's where, like, I think the attention to detail of how is the home being presented and how does that curb appeal look? Is everything clean? Somebody was telling me this morning the number one thing that's overlooked is dust and a dirty front door. It's like, I never thought about that. It's like, yeah, but that's actually a real thing. People look, that's the first impression. And if there's dust and dirt just on your front door that you're not realizing because you see that door every day, somebody like you comes along and you're pressure washing the whole surface of the exterior of their building, suddenly it looks like a whole different property.
So it's crazy because it can come down to the smallest things, like the windowsills between the windows, when they're walking the property and everything, and they'll look at the smallest details. Especially if you have the eye for it. You know what I mean? So when you're always doing something, you always gotta believe that person knows exactly what they're looking for. So those smallest details, from cleaning the landscape rocks on the flower beds to the soffits and the gutters and the mortar between the brick, all of that matters.
Yeah, it's the details. As they say, the devil's in the details. And when you have, especially if you're doing showings on a property, I think those little minor details, they stick with somebody, right? That's the difference between, okay, if I were to actually buy this home, I'd have to do X, Y, Z, and 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Versus they come in, they look, there's nothing for me to do. This is a house that's literally move-in ready.
Absolutely.
That makes a world of a difference on whether this person's going to put in a full price offer or if they're going to see if they can go a little bit lower. Like, these little details make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. They truly do, because I mean, you'll be able to tell that the upkeep was given on this house. The detail was actually provided, and it helps them make that decision faster.
What do you think in terms of what part of the property makes the biggest difference once it's clean? Like, that stands out, like, most blurry?
Believe it or not, a lot of it. But if I were to say what is the main thing, it would mostly likely be the concrete, pavers, and also the roof soft wash. Because we have a lot of trees in Michigan, we have a lot of shade areas, and organic growth loves shade areas. So wherever there's shade, you have a lot of organic growth, whether it's algae, grim, moss, mildew. It just loves to take over that area.
And you're talking about on the roof itself, on the shingles, they start to build up.
Absolutely, yes.
Yep. What are the ramifications if they don't clean that off your shingles?
So if especially for roof soft wash, it's a major issue. So right now, for a lot of insurance companies, they're starting to actually have homeowners clean the roofs before they're doing insurance claims. That's been going around very much lately, because they clearly know that the moss is going under the shingles and cracking them and stuff. So they're trying their best to avoid the warranties on these roofs.
Gotcha.
That's why we push them. Also with a roof soft wash system, believe it or not, no one knows this, but it gives 3 to 5 years of extended life to the shingles. Yeah. So when people clean their roofs, it's a huge upkeep that saves them thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that's good to know. I mean, if you can get another 3 to 5 years out of a roof,
that goes a
by
long
maintaining,
way. That goes a long way.
It really adds up.
Absolutely.
What surface? Maybe you just answered this. I was going to ask you what surface around a home benefits most from professional washing or cleaning, but maybe what did you say? Is the shingles, or is there something else?
Concrete as well.
Concrete.
Pavers. We love cleaning concrete and pavers the most, because we truly see a tremendous difference between them. You know, the before and afters are outstanding. It's amazing.
I've seen plenty of your before and after on social media, and it's like it's that thing where I don't want to call it guilty pleasure, but where it's like when you're watching something, it's satisfying to watch.
Very satisfying
before
videos.
And then the after.
Exactly.
So for somebody getting ready to sell their property, where do you usually recommend they start? I mean, you do more than pressure washing, but if somebody were to tell you, hey, I'm thinking of selling my house, help me prep it, help me get ready to go, like where would you be able to come in and consult with them on?
So absolutely, we always, if you're selling a home, you definitely want to go above and beyond for your clients, for anybody that's going to be looking at the home and such, just to show them that you did your part in order to ensure that they're going to have the best quality provided to them, whether it's when they're coming in for a showing, whether it's the curb appeal and everything. So when it comes to it is, I think the best thing is that you actually take care of the home. You clean it full spring cleaning, because you won't have to think twice. It's like they came in and saw something dirty. Everything is presented to the highest level. So we like to do everything from soffits, gutters, brick, roof soft wash, pavers, concrete, depending on the home. Every home is different.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So essentially, you take it by the house, you evaluate it, figure out what that particular house needs the most. I've noticed a trend happening, and it's probably been happening for several years now. People are painting the exterior of their homes, even if they're brick.
Absolutely.
What is, because I'm seeing that trend of painting, brick white or gray.
Yeah.
Some people are opposed to it because then they say, well, it hurts the brick, doesn't allow the house to breathe. I don't know if there's truth to all this stuff, but your experience in that, is that something you do? Is that a service that you provide? And is it something that people should avoid doing? Is it actually hurting their house?
In a way, it is hurting their house. I believe so. But at the end of the day, you see, I'm the type of contractor, like I told you in the beginning, that it matters to me that because you're spending your hard-earned money and we are good providers, that we want to give you the best outcome. We also want to give you the best knowledge on everything we do before we do it. Now, yeah, it looks amazing. Don't get me wrong. But also the way you do it will affect the longevity of it. You know what I mean? Because everything is porous. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you're blocking it from getting the correct air or anything it needs in order for it to stay alive correctly, because it starts to deteriorate over like a long period of time. You see what I'm saying? Right. But also you have contractors that will just paint it, because people will want to save money. Yeah. But sometimes saving that extra $1,500 to $2,000 is not the right way. You know what I mean? We won't touch the job at that point. We don't ever like to paint brick unless it's being primed with a thick layer of primer. Gotcha. And then we like to paint it right after with only the best quality of paint from Sherwin-Williams.
Gotcha. So there's a right way to do things. If you're going to do it, then do it
the right way.
The right way.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there, as far as long-term effects of that, let's say when you do paint, what's the life of that paint job on a brick? Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years before it starts flaking? And does that become a problem? Like how do you how do you repaint it? Is it going to start looking blotchy? Are those things people should be concerned about, or if you do it the right way, you're not going to have those problems?
So that's the beautiful part about AquaPro, right? Is because we're a one-stop shop, right? You won't have to look for a contractor to go paint, pressure wash, and do whatever you need to do. You can just come to us. We provide you with all the services, all the knowledge you need to ensure that you're getting the best results. The longevity, all just like I was telling you, depends on the paint. You can go the cost-effective route, or you can go the expensive route, and it all just depends. But usually, you're anywhere between the 5 to 10 year range. And if it does start to flake, all it needs to be is stripped. You strip it down with the pressure washing company. They come out, they'll strip it down for you, and then you definitely want to reprime it and repaint it right away. You don't want to neglect it. The more you neglect something, that goes with anything in life, the worse it's going to get.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. So let's pivot a little bit into some practical advice and some education. So since we're already kind of talking about the brick and exterior, educating folks, what's the difference between pressure washing and soft washing? Because you mentioned soft washing, right? That's the first time I've heard that term coined. Maybe it's just something I haven't done before, right? So
absolutely,
what's the difference between the two?
So soft washing is, a lot of it is done more down south, because of and the thing is about soft washing, it's a huge difference. You know what I mean? Like, people will call you, tell you pressure wash a roof, or there's a lot of companies that will pressure wash a roof, and I highly recommend against it because it'll cause leaks in your home, and then warranties are also avoided. But stuff like vinyl, stuff like stucco, very delicate stuff, shingles and everything, they need soft wash. And soft wash system is basically a proportion system that controls the amount of chemical, the amount of soap ratios that you're actually putting on the home or the property, whether it's commercial or residential. And it's more of the chemical doing the work than the actual pressure washer. You see what I'm saying?
I see.
So it's a lower PSI. So you have soft wash systems that run at 150 PSI compared to 4,000 PSI pressure washer. You know?
Gotcha. So it's a combination. It's not just simply saying soft wash. It's let's turn the dial down. Well, part of it is that. The other part is balancing the right chemicals.
Correct. Yeah. So it's all about the ratios of the chemical. What do you want? 3, 4, 5% mix. It just, how strong do you need that chemical to be to remove whatever you're removing off that surface? That can be whether you're acid cleaning for brick acid washing. You know, there's certain chemicals that can be used for all different types of bricks. Every brick is completely different.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of leads into, I was going to ask you, are there certain surfaces that need more care or a different method? And
1,000%. Every single thing. It could be concrete, it can be pavers. Everything has its own chemical we like to use, you know what I mean? And these chemicals cost a lot. You know, people, that's why people, you know, sometimes will look at the price and not understand the value that comes behind it when we're actually paying $170 per gallon of the best chemical to ensure that we're getting those stains out, we're getting the rust stains out, and stuff like that.
So you're saying there's more of a science to this than just simply turning on a pressure washer.
Very complex systems, yeah. With AquaPro, it is.
Yes, and I'm gonna get into some of that with you in a minute as well. But what mistakes do homeowners make when they try to do this kind of work on their own?
Believing that they can do it on their own. Because, you know, they'll say that they pressure wash and stuff. Now, when we come to their homes, we'll see that it's clearly pressure wash, but it's done bad.
Yeah.
Also, what would take us an hour and a half to do is taking them a whole day to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can see that.
We have industrial equipment. They're getting their stuff from Harbor Freight, Lowe's, Home Depot. That's just commercial grade. There's a huge difference in factors that go with it.
Gotcha. And when they're doing that on their own, what can go, I guess, can the wrong kind of equipment, as you mentioned, that they're using, or the wrong technique actually hurt their home?
Very much so. We've ran into this problem plenty of times, whether it's commercial or residential. Using the wrong tip on your concrete will etch it, you know, or using it on your stone. And we actually ran into this plenty of times, including yesterday. A client called us out. She wants to do pressure washing. Now she's calling me to fix something that she messed up. You know, she has very expensive stone on her exterior, but she used a red tip, which is like if you put your hand in front of it, it'll take off your skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a red tip we only use on certain jobs, which is like to remove gum from gas stations, stuff like that, because it's gonna etch anything it touches.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So there are things that people aren't aware of.
Right.
That's why you hire a professional. Whether it's like when you're building a home, are you gonna build it or are you gonna hire the professional? Professional.
You can go with the professional.
Exactly.
I could build a Lego home.
That works as well.
How should someone know whether a job is DIY friendly versus, you know what, let me hire the professional?
Yeah, absolutely. When it comes into more complex work, cleaning something that's very dirty like concrete or brick, hire a professional. When it's coming down to cleaning the siding on your home, where you can just clearly wash it, or you can clean your gutters. Those are like the less complex things that you don't have to do too much thinking and too much to do it.
Sounds like those are, you want to
simple
do a
things.
DIY, simple enough, you can do it yourself. It might take you all day to do.
Correct.
Versus, okay, I just don't have all day to do it. Let me hire AquaPro, and
Absolutely.
you guys will knock it out in an hour or two. And
Yeah. And the reason why we're able to finish these jobs as fast as we are is because of the equipment we have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. All right, so we're going to go into our last segment now.
Okay.
Let's talk about professional value and the market you're in becoming more saturated.
Absolutely.
And so what I mean, your industry seems to be more crowded now than ever. What are you seeing that's out there that's entering your space?
I see a lot of people that are motivated. It's more. I mean, I believe in God will open the doors for whoever it's meant to be, right? Also, in the same time, it's like people see what I'm doing and thinking they can replicate that and try to create what I created, but they have to understand it's not the business itself, it's the person. You see what I'm saying? And it's the experiences that I have, and it's the way that I wrote this company down. So I'm not just going with the flow. This was all written down. There's a 10-year plan. There's a 20-year plan in place to take it to the next levels. And the thing about it is that, they're coming out there, they're doing their thing, they're underpricing my prices, but clients are still choosing to go with us due to the fact of the branding, the equipment, the technicians we have. So everything that is being done is basically what's keeping AquaPro separated from the rest.
So I think that's a perfect segue into the question I want to ask you next, which is kind of what separates the professionals like AquaPro from a lot of the players that are starting to get into the space, right? Like, so what does a professional grade or commercial grade equipment, for example, look like? What does, what separates AquaPro from others, for example?
The consistency, I'd say. The consistency for us to always be there. Listen, nobody's perfect in life. There's always mistakes, whether it comes from AquaPro or not. But AquaPro always stands firm, whether we're losing on a job or winning on a job. We'll always be there. We'll always be there for our clients. Let them know that, hey, we are never walking away. We'll always be back. And we don't make you wait. You know what I mean? So we're always showing up on time for our clients. Also, the fact that, our equipment, we invest. That's the thing about it. We keep investing. We're always doing weekly and bi-weekly maintenance to ensure that the clients are always getting the best service on their properties. They don't got beat down equipment. Their technicians aren't worn out, stuff like that. It can be all the way from the uniform to the shoes to everything.
So what do you say to those in terms of the value that you bring to the table with your services? They might be more expensive than somebody else. Mm-hmm. How do you position that? How do you explain your value? Why should they pay more money through AquaPro than going through somebody else?
It naturally comes. It just naturally comes now because people already know the name AquaPro. People know the name Ali Berro. They know that just hearing those two names, that they are choosing the trusted company. Whether it's us actually doing work for the city of Dearborn for all their parks, stuff like that, to actually working on the biggest and best homes in our city. You know what I mean? To giving back to the community and so much more. That's what separates us and makes us a little better in a way, because we're always showing up, we're always getting the work done to the best of our ability, and actually keeping our promises to our clients.
You talked about the equipment that you guys have, that you reinvest in your
Absolutely.
equipment and your professional grade and so on like that. That's something that I think I latched onto, because not only are you reinvesting in the equipment that you're using and how you grow your team and so on, but like I was watching a YouTube, I think it was like a YouTube short the other day, and the guy was filming another gentleman across the street pressure washing a new construction home. I guess they had hired this pressure wash company to clean off the dust or whatever on the new home. And as he's filming him, you can see all the stuff just flying out of the crevices and out of the mortar and so on. And the guy's just making commentary of what a bad job that's happening.
Correct.
And it's like, this is the difference between somebody who knows what they're doing versus somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. And it made me think of you and some of the conversations we've had in the past.
Absolutely.
Because it truly is. It's like if you bring on somebody who just says, yeah, this is what I do, and next thing you know, you've just spent so much more money fixing a problem that you didn't have before, because that person didn't actually understand how to really work with the equipment that individual has, or maybe they didn't have the right kind of equipment.
You
for
see,
the job.
and that goes back to what I was telling you earlier as well. It's like people will see our prices and say, "Oh, they're expensive and stuff," but what they're not noticing is that we structured our prices according to the job we're doing, to the insurance we're paying to protect you and ourselves, to ensuring paying our technicians the best pay in order for them to provide that type of work that they're providing. You know what I mean? Like, so there's no corners skipped on any part of the system that I built, and continuously always trying to improve it.
Yeah. What question should a homeowner ask before hiring a pressure washing or exterior cleaning company like yours?
Questions they should ask would definitely be, I'd say questions they ask themselves before, which is basically doing their due diligence by checking our work, checking the company's work, checking the reviews online, checking their resources and the type of equipment, how they're dressed, how they present themselves as a person when they're actually approaching them and talking to them.
Yeah.
That can tell a lot before you hire a contractor to come do any service at your house. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And that's where it is.
Any particular red flags a homeowner should look out for?
The cheapest guy.
Good answer.
I want the job guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell the audience before we go? Like, it's for one, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
I appreciate
the
it.
knowledge and the insight you have in this space is something I think is extremely valuable, because you do things the right way.
Yeah.
But anything you want to tell the audience before we go?
Well, all I could tell the audience is that my name is Ali Berro. I'm a contractor in the city of Dearborn Heights, and we look forward to hopefully working with you one day. We're a fast-growing company, whether it's in the pressure wash industry, the painting industry, landscape industry, and hopefully construction as well. If you guys need anything, you guys can always reach us on Instagram, on Google, check out our website, and also give us a call at 313-808-5001. Thank you.
You guys heard it here first. Ali, before we go, I want to thank you again for taking the time, jumping on the podcast with us. Appreciate it. For those of you guys at home, please don't forget to like, to follow, to even leave comments on the podcast. This way, when you do follow us, whenever we have a new episode drops, you guys will be alerted and you'll be the first ones to know. Until next time, thank you guys for joining the podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.